Well, it was a beautiful morning 28 years ago when we got married. A little snow on the ground.
It had snowed in that whole week. People were off work, out of school. Incredible for so late in March. But man, that was a memory we'll never forget.
Absolutely. You know, Friday night we had to take that reservation that was kind of a couple of days early for our anniversary dinner. But that reminded me of when we had to change justices of the peace.
Oh my gosh.
Because he had the audacity to pass away.
I couldn't even believe it. I mean, when they called me and said, Miss, the justice of the peace is no longer, and I'm not getting it. And I said, no longer what? And the lady, politely said, well, he's passed on. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, I felt bad.
That could have been an omen.
Okay, but I didn't even think that way, Robin.
Neither did I.
Some people need confirmation, some people, and that's all good. But I'm like, okay, on to the next one.
Absolutely.
And there was only one other man.
Right.
That would marry us.
And thank you so much for being late that morning.
I wasn't late.
Yes, you were.
I am never late. Well, I think that morning, so I don't know what happened. I mean, I had to get all the kids ready. The boys, they were 4 years old, had to put their little suit and ties on and make sure the girl's hair was done. And I mean, there was a lot of, Robin, all you had to do was show up.
I had the other kids.
Yes, but did you
I had
get them ready?
Yeah, they were all ready.
They got themselves ready.
Well, whatever, but I got them into the car, and we were ahead of time.
Yeah, that was, oh my gosh.
Then I get there, and there I am with the suit on, and the kids are wearing
nice
suits.
Yeah, very nice.
And Layla looked very pretty in her dress.
She did.
And there the guy answered the door, the Justice of the Peace, and I thought I'd gone to the wrong house. He's got breakfast all over his shirt, and I thought, gosh, this guy eats like I do.
He was probably thinking, they're just going to show up, the two of them, and let's just get this over with. I'll never forget, like walking in smelling like pork in the air. I mean, a heavy pork, greasy type of smell, and cigarette smoke. And I'm thinking, what in the world?
Oh, it didn't bother you that the dog was howling happy birthday?
The dog bothered me because, for one, the dog was really, really big. It almost came up to my shoulders.
And he had a sneaky little snout, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, that was, and then I can't believe that we had to go up those flight of stairs in that room, Robin.
Anyway, but the best part to me is when, he saw how we were dressed. Then he goes in and he says, oh, I better dress this up a little bit. So he puts a clip-on tie on his t-shirt.
Yes,
and
he did,
puts
on his
jacket
white
on.
stained t-shirt.
Yes.
Robin.
Oh my goodness gracious. It was
We
too
laughed
funny.
so hard.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was perfect. It was perfect.
Yes, for the future that we had coming.
And
yes.
the two people are lovely friends that, helped me when I was a single mom for many, many, many years before, you came along. They were there, and I'll never forget her pulling the boys up from the back of their coats,
collars, their coat collars.
Like, don't sit down, don't touch anything. That was hilarious because there was potato chips all over the couch and the floor. And did you even notice, you had that big old-fashioned TV set? Like, there were chips on top of that. I'm like, what went on?
And the way that In the Heat of the Night was playing in the background as our little wedding march up the stairs.
Is that Carol O'Connor, the
Yes,
actor? I
yes.
mean, I could hear it from upstairs.
Yeah.
She did not, his wife.
She did not flinch.
No,
other
she
than
did. She's like chain smoking. I remember that big crystal cigarette tray thing, and like it's full.
Yes.
And I'm looking at her as I'm going up the steps going, wow, okay, so that's not very healthy. But besides that, the whole thing was strange, but it was strangely perfect.
And you know, and it really reflects the time that has passed. She was actually reading a newspaper.
She
A
was.
real newspaper.
Well, and watching In the Heat of the Night and chain smoking.
Yeah. It was
she
very,
could have,
very
like,
cool.
emptied
Very cool.
You know, I loved, and I should have never said one word, the Elvis oil paintings up on the wall. I mean, I was trying to come up with small talk. I didn't know what to say to the man. I mean, I did not want to burst out laughing in front of him when I saw his clip-on tie on his stained t-shirt. And didn't he have like on a suit jacket? It's kind of wrinkly.
Who did?
Didn't the man that married us?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he must have grabbed that off the floor underneath the chips. I mean, I don't know.
Absolutely.
But I mean, he wanted to show me more Elvis oil painting.
Hey, and do you remember he called me by the wrong name?
Oh yes.
I
how
wonder
could
if we're
forget that?
actually
We
married.
laughed all through. He called you Joel,
Right.
and I looked at you like,
Oh,
what?
is that your name?
What? What? Anyway, we laughed through the whole thing. He had big, huge, like a deer head on the wall, if I can recall that. And I remember one of the twins, one of the boys, like hiking his head all the way up.
Backwards.
Yeah, to look at it. And like the lady that helped us out so much, she's like trying to get his attention to look straight ahead, pay attention. It was so, you can't make it up. You can't make it up.
Yep.
But that's kind of been like the theme of our marriage.
Right.
There's been some always amazing times, silly times, and wow, some really like where the chips explode all over the room times, you know, challenging times.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
And to
sweetie,
you as
sweetie.
well, sweetie.